Alright you guys, it's day 4 and we still have a ton of work to do. We're dealing with removing the center beams off the Wharram build. These are the last step that we need to fully free the 2 holes so we continue to work on that. And as always, we're doing it all solo, but somehow still finding the motivation to pull through. On top of that, we get a cool visit from one of our neighborhood boatyard friends, which brought a smile to my face. So let's jump into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video.
Alright you guys, it might look like we're in like the Hellraiser universe with all the chains and all the ropes and everything like that hanging around, but we're doing something that hopefully works. The plan is we're going to remove this front beam. Now, the rear beam we removed, the rear center beam we removed, and I didn't videotape that, sorry about that. But this should be easier, hopefully. We were able to get the gantry inside the middle of the boat now, the second one. So now they're this close to being able to kiss, and they haven't been able to kiss for years, so it's going to be a magical moment when that happens. But what we're doing is we connected this gantry to that gantry, and we put a rope in the middle, and the plan is to lift up that beam. Once that beam's lifted up, we are going to connect it to that full gantry and pull it over and then hoist it down. That's the plan. Wish me luck. Alright you guys, so now we got tension on it. Hopefully the plan works. We'll see. But from now on it should be lifting up, hopefully. It won't be pretty, but it's gonna do it. Well, check this out, nice little surprise. I've been wanting to catch these. These guys are everywhere over here, and so this is an invasive species of agamid. They're actually from Morocco. I'm not sure what are they called exactly, but the females are like little brown gray girls, and the males are very pretty. They're like all black with red heads and red tails. Very pretty. This female is actually gravid. Yeah, she's actually gravid. So I want to let her go so she can lay her little eggs later. But a little cool find. In the midst of this, I found her while I was picking up one of those little weights to block the gantries. Super cool. She's going to be the boat lizard. Check it out. Boat YouTube. Lizard YouTube. Yee. Get away. Ah! Move it! That's not how much space we lifted up on. It's obviously putting a lot of tension here, so now we'll bring it back from that side, hopefully pull the tension even, and it'll pop out and then be suspended. Hopefully. That's the goal.
I have to be honest with you guys, a lot of this is shooting off the hip. We've never done any of this before, so learning how to use these winches, learning the correct way to lift these very heavy items have been kind of learning as we go. And though some of it is dangerous, unfortunately, with the tools we have available, this is what we got to do.
Okay, so unfortunately, as much as I wanted my plan to go to plan, it's not, because the beam is getting stuck. So what I'm going to do is, on the right side beam that's already been lifted, I'm going to wedge like a piece of wood, and hopefully that piece of wood keeps it in place so that when we come to drop the other side, once we loosen tension, that side will lift up, hopefully. We'll see. Let's see, now we'll drop tension and try to correct this issue.
This was the part of the process where we were finally seeing the end of the tunnel. The beams were finally moving, and it gave us the motivation we need to finish this out today.
Okay, so like I guessed it stayed up. So now we'll swap this and do this side to lift that up. And then once it's done, we'll pull it back, slide it forward, and bring it down through the front. That's the only way I can think of doing this.
Alright players, so here we did have to get very creative as to how we were going to rig this entire setup up to make sure that we can remove this last beam safely. The biggest issue here was the gantries themselves and how tight of a space we had because the two holes were centered in the middle of the structure. And because of that, we were only allowed to have one gantry that was facing straight. The other gantry had to be placed diagonally. This was so that we can achieve the straightest line possible to attach both gantries to the center rope so that we can use that to lift up the beam. Though, through our tenacity, we were able to finally attach everything, put the tension down, and for the last time, move up this center beam so that we can get the job done and keep the project rolling.
Yeah! Lifted that thing! That thing got lifted! Woo.
Though you can't see a smile on my face, I promise you this was probably the most happiest part of this entire process because I knew this is the last time I had to be up here lashing anything to try to have to use these gantries to remove something heavy solo. It was the last time that I had to tie this down. We will hook up the hoist and pull it off safely. That's the hope anyways. Generally, I wouldn't say that I'm afraid of heights because as a young kid, I used to do some pretty wild stuff. From traveling into abandoned buildings and even climbing construction cranes, I've been up pretty high without any type of safety line or gear. So this type of thing doesn't scare me, but to be quite honest, being up this high, and in this particular case, this Wharram is sitting at about like 12 feet high, I was a little shook. Only because I knew that if I fell or slipped or if this beam itself wanted to move, this could ruin this entire summer project for me.
Okay, you guys, we're at the home stretch here. So we got both of them hooked up. We got this way past where it needs to be. And now we're going to lift up the gantries and hopefully it pulls it up to the top as much as it can. And then we'll slide it out, put it sideways, and put it down there. It's moving! And that's what I call a good job. We got it up. Now it's just time to spin it around. Double take 3 times. Then you bring it back. Woo! Alright, hopefully this goes as easy as I'm planning it to be. you guys, we did it. It wasn't easy, but we were able to get it down. Now the Wharram is completely naked, and tomorrow those two gantries can finally kiss because they haven't been able to since they were first built. Wasn't an easy one, but today is day number 3 since we've been down here working on getting this boat water ready, and I've been doing this all by myself. If I don't do it, no one else is going to do it. So either way, thank you guys for watching. If you like the channel, if you like the videos, please like, subscribe, make a comment down below. Tell me what was your favorite part from today. What was the dumbest thing I did today? Or give me some advice for the next time so that I'll learn. Because your boy doesn't know everything, unfortunately. So either way, you guys, till next time. Can't wait to see you guys. Can't wait for you guys to see me. Have a great one. See you later. Peace out. Check out that sunset.